in the semifinals. She pairs well as the Stanford transfer this year with one Juju Watkins. Brendan Pantoa, Mai Forsberg, and Julie Grommenhoek are your officials here for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. And well, you know what? A first-time meeting here in the Big Ten Tournament Championship between these two schools. One jump ball isn't good enough. We're going to do it twice.
That's right. A little more airtime here.
It's Kennedy Smith who wins the tip. Von Oelhoffen, another one of the transfers here for USC, will get things started off the hands of Iriafen, and the turnover on the first possession for SC. USC comes in with a 28-2 overall record. They lost early this season to a Notre Dame team. They said they learned a lot from that loss. They also took one on the chin at Iowa in the Caitlin Clark retirement jersey game. And there's a tough shot. Gabriela Jaquez, who's not playing 100% fittingly, gets the first bucket.
Yeah, she's been sick all weekend, but she's one of those players that Coach Close knows she can just put in the game, and she's going to do what she needs to do.
Now, she drew up a Jaquez bucket in the first possession of the semifinal. Corey Close talks about how she draws it up for Jaquez again, and to tie it there is Kennedy Smith, who herself was challenged a little bit, had some cramps in the semifinals, but starting here again for USC, she's doing fine.
Yeah, at this point in the tournament, there are a lot of tired legs, and it's going to be a lot about who can sustain themselves to the end of the game.
Here's Lauren Betts' first shot.
One thing for UCLA is they had an easier semifinal game. They should be a little bit more well-rested today, Lisa, than USC, who really had a battle with Michigan last night.
Yeah, USC was trailing by as many as 9 points to the Wolverines. Iriafen misses, and Smith gets the rebound, a really good offensive rebounding team. But to your point, UCLA beat Ohio State. I mean, just a beat down to the Buckeyes, 75-46. People like Betts played about 5 to 6 minutes below her average. Kiki Rice about 10 minutes below her average. Jaquez about 8 minutes below her average in that semifinal. So very well rested for three of their top players. Dugalich, championship outright. They've actually handed UCLA its only 2 losses of the season. The Bruins come in 27-2, and Dugalich with the three-pointer.
And really what Corey Close preached to us was that they just got out-toughed, if that's even the right word. But USC has played with a measure of toughness the first 2 times they've played each other.
Juju Watkins gives it up. Baseline, that's a tough 2 to try to get there from Marshall. And Watkins draws the foul. She is so good at getting herself to the free throw line.
And that balance for UCLA.
And Watkins misses the free throw line.
And I thought yesterday she looked a little tired in that game where we saw her. At points, she looked a little tired in her legs. Her second half, actually, her performance in the second half was pretty phenomenal against Michigan.
You see her numbers that popped up on the screen. You think she had no problem with it, but Michigan ran her down, especially in the first half. In fact, she didn't get to the free throw line until the second half of that semifinal against the Wolverines. Betts, pump fake, spin move. She's got all the moves on that move.
And that's a really nice job. We talked to her yesterday, and she just told us, I got to let the game just come to me. And right there, you saw she had a good situation. And they've called it pretty tight throughout this tournament.
Juju was trying to post up in the mid-post, but the third turnover here for SC. And the Bruins trying to push the pace here a little bit. Reset here in the half court. Jones had a big semifinal.
I mean, Corey Close would prefer this to be a half-court grinded-out game.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Rice off the dribble, takes the Betts screen, pulls up from mid-range, draws the foul, can't get the bucket.
And that's her game.
Kiki Rice was so instrumental in calling that players-only meeting after UCLA dropped its regular season finale to USC on its home court. You mentioned that Corey Close said that they got out-toughed So Kiki Rice called the players-only meeting a couple days later on Monday. The team actually watched film together, critiqued each other, no coaches allowed in the doors, and then she said, we had one of our best practices that day.
Yeah, and they haven't been the same since, and Corey Close told us that that was Kiki Rice's defining role as a leader by calling that meeting. She's been really looking and begging for them to have a player-led team, and that's been something that's helped them down the stretch here.
Now we see its own look here for UCLA. They worked on it a little bit in the semifinals.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Hustling more, and that goes with rebounding. 10-2 on the glass here.
Kiki Rice takes the first shot of the second quarter. Hesitation, Watkins splitting the defense like they're not even there, but can't pay it off with the lay-in. Van Olhoffen gives it up. And here's Rhea Marshall attacking in and out. Boy, USC's pursuing the offensive boards, but UCLA clears. Rice taking a peek. Betts had about one touch in what seemed like the final 5 minutes of the first quarter. Here's Jaquez, who's back in the game.
She needs to get that ball.
As she does, she gives it up to her teammate Dudley, who can't get the reverse. UCLA struggling to put up some points, but persistence paying off as Dudley gets the two.
I mean, Betts has got players full behind. I mean, get her the basketball earlier in the play, in the possession.
Watkins picks up her dribble. Smith passes up the shot, the skip pass. Van Olhoffen with the three.
And Van Olhoffen has been just lighting it up from distance here too. She is like their point guard on the floor. The way she plays, though, she can knock down shots as well. Good movement from USC.
Well, they love her, the Oregon State transfer, and then you add in Iriafin, the transfer from Stanford, and they have put together the pieces. There is Dugalich with the deep shot, which is that three-pointer has been UCLA's friend. They're 5 for 5.
And she's a 36% three-point shooter.
Not today. Smith, a tough shot from the baseline. By the way, South Carolina taking care of Texas in that SEC championship. And so with Texas losing, a chance possibly, if USC wins, UCLA wins, possibly for the #1 overall seed for the winner of this game. Dugalich works it over to Rice, and again a post touch here for Betts. She hasn't had many of those, but she goes right at the bucket. UCLA needs more of that.
Yeah, that's terrific. Lauren Betts just at her size, 6'7", able to turn and face and put it on the deck. Just a unique skill.
Iriafin attacking the defense.
We saw Iriafin doing that all day yesterday. She's just got to continue to see the ball.
25 points, 11 rebounds in that semifinal, her 11th double-double of the season. Dugalich, the handoff to Rice. We got a whistle away from the ball.
Baskets early.
Marshall's forced to take a seat with the two personals. Van Olhoffen got tipped with her shot. And quick hands, UCLA this time forcing the turnover. USC, though, scrambling, they're scrappy, they're down on the deck, trying to save this possession. It'll be an over the back. Corey Close, so honest with our AJ Ross in her in-game interview. Again, talking about toughness. It's what she talked about with this series. It's what she's talking about and focusing on again here today. Jones trying the crossover on Iriafin. Here's Gardner. Dugalich, post touch, bodies go flying. Gardner gets an open look at it. And Dugalich pursuing the offensive rebound.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Watkins against Barker. Keep an eye on that matchup. Barker makes it tough. USC, though, another opportunity, and paying it off is Howell for three.
And that is that second chance opportunity. And Howell has been just so terrific this whole tournament. coming up with really important shots at pivotal moments in the game.
Julianne, how about 9 offensive rebounds for USC? They've generated 6 points off of those O boards. Here's Parker. Thinks that maybe she can be the one that can take pressure off Lauren Betts. Best time of year to be a basketball fan is March.
That's right, here we go. Nice dive.
The cut from Watkins, the foul by UCLA. Juju Watkins, now 9 points on the day. And 4 UCLA fouls. How about 3 of them have been drawn by Watkins? With being under the weather a little bit, they said, you know, she'll play through anything. One of their toughest players. Not playing 100% for the Bruins today. Here she is with the ball, gives it back up. Gardner's had some big buckets for the Bruins, but feeds Parker there on the inside and draws the foul against Iriafen, her second.
And Iriafen out of the game here, giving her a little breather.
Parker, also a transfer from Texas A&M. The most minutes actually she's played in her career was as a freshman with the Aggies. Average about 23 minutes per game. That free throw won't count. A lane violation by Dugalich. And so wipe off that point here for UCLA. As you see, this is time right now with Lauren Betts on the bench for the Bruins.
Certainly another error that Corey Close won't be excited about.
Watkins being guarded by Rice. Crossover between the legs, that double team coming. Watkins spins away from it. And Rice chases down the rebound. Look at her going at speed. Dugalich gives it right back to Rice. Good up fake. This is what she can do. Attack! And it's an offensive foul call by Rice. How about that? The top 3 scorers in two combined seasons, all from the Big Ten.
It really is impressive to see how competitive this conference has been. The fact that 12 teams could get in the NCAA tournament, I mean, that's just huge.
And Watkins again drawing yet another foul, this time also against Kiki Rice.
I think she does well, but getting to the free throw line is just one of those many things. The way she elevates her game, something that's not teachable about how she plays the game.
You know what I like is that free throw went in, but it hit rim, and she kind of shook her head as she backpedaled back. She's not used to her free throws hitting rim. USC just hawking Rice right at the midcourt area. Rice gets it right back, crossover, draws the foul, potty bucket and one for Kiki. That might be your defining moment as a leader. Lena Arnacello checks in. Her first minutes here of the first half. Guarding Malia Samuels, who had a really big first quarter. Jab step for Watkins. Keeps her dribble alive. Dugalich defending. You got 3 blue jerseys around Watkins on that shot attempt. It'll stay here, Trojan basketball. Watkins, though, has missed her last 6 attempts. She's done a lot of her damage at the free throw line in the first half. Comes back to get it.
You see the double team here.
Almost lost her footing. Three-pointer rims out for Smith. Arnacello with SC now in the bonus. Women's game, women's college game. It's 5 team fouls. And then the opposing team gets 2 free throws. Dugalich became a starter, and year number 2 at UCLA. Mentioned she's an Oregon transfer. Became a starter in the last couple of years.
And she really provides the long-range ability, stretches the floor well, and a terrific rebounder. Finished 25th in the Big Ten in rebounds per game just last season.
Akuwafo, a little bit of trouble, dragged her pivot foot, and the 5th turnover. Jones gets it right back. Betts and Jones, a two-player game and a double dribble. So a lot of these players, though, have been tagged with a turnover here in the first half. Dugalich, a little too much contact. Samuels working with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Up top to Watkins. She got that jab step. Back to Samuels. Well off the mark. And a shot clock violation. This one on CBS, the Big Ten Championship, one of the later tips of the day. Dugalich, cross-court pass. Jones working on it and trying to find the hot-handed Gardner. Well, UCLA hit his first 5 3-pointers. There's another one from Jones. She's got 2 of those here today in a 7-0 UCLA run.
And London Jones doesn't need a lot of time to get that shot off. She's got a quick release, and she's really feeling hot this weekend.
2 and some change left. Watkins driving. Boy, she's got that look in her eye, and she's got 14 already in the game.
A little hesitation, the change of speed, just the way that she just glides to the rim. It's so hard to stop that.
Betts post touch, turning over her right shoulder with the miss.
Yeah, those are rare misses for her. I mean, she's getting the basketball there pretty deep.
Watkins for 3, not there, chases down her own miss, gets it back, puts it back for 2.
Too easy for Juju, too easy. Followed her shot, textbook basketball right there. You got to put a body on her.
12 offensive rebounds for the Trojans in the first half. Jones working off the Betts screen. Lauren Betts has been quiet, 4 points. She's taken 4 shots, and Jones gets rejected.
Tremendous effort there, an effort play with the block. You've got to be so cognizant of the fact that there's a lot of great shot blockers on this team.
They got Betts for the screen, her first. And the 10th turnover for UCLA.
When you play against USC, you've got to have that mid-range game ready.
There's Parker, caught the women's basketball world by storm. Certainly lit the world of Los Angeles on fire. Kelsey Plum, comedian Leslie Jones had made an appearance in the first 2 meetings in Los Angeles between these 2 teams. Betts makes the catch, and she's going right at it, trying to use some physicality herself. Watkins with the save between the legs, but USC can't corral it. UCLA went on a 7-0 run, only to be answered by USC's current 6-0 run. A 3-second differential, game and shot clock. Betts hands it off, Arnasalo. Arnasalo, the runner, not there. And a battle for it on the baseline. Here comes Watkins. This is where she excels in the transition. Good ball movement by the Trojans. Results in the 3-pointer as Howell pours it in a 9-0 run for USC. Watkins, you see her numbers this series. A couple of 30-point games and the leading scorer here in the first half.
Now, can UCLA respond? And that's been a big thing that, as a group, they've had to respond to these things in game, not just respond to losses to USC.
Von Oelhoffen knocks down the 3-pointer in a 12-0 extended run for the Trojans. And now this is the largest lead of the game.
Now, these first couple minutes are very important for UCLA to not let this get away.
Jaquez, she picked up those 2 early fouls and then didn't see Juju Watkins here defensively after that. The 3-point miss and a quick possession for the Bruins. And how do they get back in this in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think UCLA's got to play a little bit more tough, and they haven't played with that toughness that Coach Close wants them to play with. They've got to be more confident, get the ball inside. I think they have to have different angles to get it into Betts as well, and perhaps she comes up high a little bit, but they've got to get her more involved, and Kiki has to get going as well, Kiki Rice.
Juju trying to get going here with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to go back-to-back, not that time. Von Oelhoffen will drive and penetrate. Another offensive rebound for SC. Make it 3 opportunities again. We've seen that a few times where they've gotten 3 looks on 1 possession.
Yeah, that's another thing they've got to clean up. They've got to be able to get to those loose rebounds. Long shots means long rebounds.
Watkins getting double teamed. UCLA forces the turnover. Watkins trying to get it right back. So she gets that from her parents, mom and dad. Dad played football, mom track and field.
Those rebounds, turnovers, effort plays, and that's where she's expecting her team to step up here, guys.
Lucky that, SC's only gotten 8 second chance points off of those offensive rebounds, 14 offensive rebounds. You think that category could be a little bit more?
Absolutely.
So UCLA takes it out from the baseline. Kiki Rice, London Jones, both with 3 personals.
See, that's where Betts has to be able to make that shot, that little chippy in the lane. If she can improve her game there, she's wide open.
Betts' numbers in this series have been below her averages, shooting percentage-wise and scoring-wise. 4 on the shot clock. Rice gives it up. Had to heave it for the 3-point attempt from Gardner.
This run is extending for USC, not what you want to see to start the half. They're continuing with their momentum.
Approaching about the 5-minute mark on a 12-0 extended run. Smith defending Rice. Rice, the second leading scorer for UCLA, and the Bruins toss it away once again.
Yeah, you cannot telegraph that pass, and Marshall was right there.
Watkins hesitates against Betts. Remember, she had gotten into foul trouble I talked about in the last meeting between these two teams, last of the regular season, last game of the regular season.
Yeah, and I'd be surprised if she stays in the game here for very long. I think Coach Gottlieb's probably going to get her out.
Calling it tight, Kennedy Smith now with the personal. Her second, and the team's second. Lindsay Gottlieb so far letting Kiki Rice play with those 3 personals. Trusting her in the 3rd quarter. UCLA, Jones steps right behind the 3-pointer. And with 3 threes today, London Jones becomes the 4th Bruin all-time with 200-plus triples in a career.
She's absolutely unconscious this tournament. She's got to continue to get looks. She's made the one she's gotten.
That was the last field goal since the 2nd quarter for UCLA. A much-needed one here for the Bruins. Another turnover. Watkins on the move. And Jones tries to pick the pocket. She's found her 3-point shooting the last couple of games here in the tournament. Now Betts just with 4 points, and she's only shot the ball 5 times here this afternoon. Smith between the legs, steps it back, raises the rim on the 3-point attempt. Another offensive rebound for USC.
These O boards are absolutely killing.
Make it 15 in the game.
Killing in UCLA.
Looking inside to Betts. The Bruins can't get it to her. Betts with the post up there. There's a touch. And there's the one-on-one coverage. Betts draws the foul. USC really physical in the last meeting against Lauren Betts. In fact, so physical, Corey Close thought it was a little bit too much physicality when she went back and watched the tape.
Yeah, she doesn't think she gets the calls. I mean, she's 6'7", so a lot of times a 6'7" player won't get the calls that maybe she should get in a lot of games throughout the season. But she's had to learn how to be super physical in there.
Corey Close's words, people are allowed to be physical with her that I just don't get. Backdoor cut, nothing there on the reverse. Jaquez. Gardner for 3. Gardner now 2 of 6. All her field goal attempts from three-point territory. On the move, count the bucket. A big one. Von Oelhoffen with the three-point play possibly.
It hasn't done that.
Can't convert on the and one. But before that bucket, USC was 0 for its last 9. It's trying to take advantage of a cold spurt here by USC. Betts. The last couple of possessions, she's gotten the good touch.
Yeah, really nice job. And no Iriafen in the game right now, and that's just a good job getting it to her.
Betts now with 8 points. She averages just under 20 per. Watkins pulls, it's a long 2, gets the bounce. A 2-pointer for Juju and another 20-point game, her 26th of the season.
She just creates that space for herself with the dribble. So multifaceted in her skill set.
Watkins' first points of the third quarter in the second half, and Gardner has another 3-pointer, make it 3 in the game.
Now that has really been a sweet spot for UCLA. They are shooting the ball well from the perimeter.
USC calls a timeout.
Since she was in junior high, guys, and they say they're always reminding her to not let that throw her off her game, to stay focused, and hasn't thrown her off today, clearly is.
Her relationship with her parents and her family, one of the main reasons why she chose to go at USC. She basically had her picking of schools, as you can imagine. Here's Juju with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Iriafen, mid-range, gets partially blocked by Barker.
And when Coach Gottlieb got the job coming from the Cavs, where she got some NBA opportunities with the Cleveland Cavaliers, her first mission was to try to get to know her, but she didn't really want to be on the phone a lot, she said. So she said it was a very intimate courting kind of time, and then she committed to them in her first year. Has hung in there, even though she had a rough first year as a coach with her.
And 6 seconds here for UCLA to work with. Betts trying to muscle her way.
Pushed around a lot. It's been very physical, as it normally is for her every single night, but hopefully it's all right.
Watkins trying the triple try, not there. And always pursuing the offensive rebound, but that time guilty of the foul, and Watkins has committed her second. Let's check in with AJ Ross. You got more on Lauren Betts.
Yeah, Lisa, and speaking with a UCLA staff member here on the sideline, you told me that Lauren Betts has had that hand taped before in practice when she's been getting banged up. It's something of a preventative measure that they do, but not something to be alarmed of right now, guys.
Good fans, thanks for that thorough report. Good news, really, for UCLA fans.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she is getting bumped around a lot. You see she's got to use that hand a lot to post up.
Yeah, more of a precautionary measure. It sounds like a handoff there to Rice. Gets it right back, and she knocks down the mid-range. That'll work.
Didn't affect the shot.
Double digits, 27 of 29 games for Betts. Iriafen with a point to the sky and a sigh of relief after that bucket.
Yeah, she's gotten in foul trouble here tonight, and it's been a little difficult for her to get in rhythm.
Betts with the post touch. Akunwafo defending. Betts gets the bounce. A gratuitous Betts bounce to boot.
And you really see some confidence pouring over her. The last 2 possessions, she's able to score. That's just what a player needs often to get yourself going. She hasn't taken a lot of shots. I mean, really, before these 2 shots that she's made, she had only taken 6. That's not enough for a player of her caliber, and that is a terrific post move.
Things could be turning. Betts makes the free throw. She's 7 of the last 10 points for UCLA. And all of a sudden, the Bruin fans on their feet. They can feel a momentum shift here in the third.
Remember, too, Betts is a 62% field goal shooter.
Oh, Watkins gets bumped a little bit, misses the attempt, and she's frustrated.
Yeah, I thought there might have been some bumping going on here, for sure. I mean, right there. Betts actually got away with that. She had a little body into Juju.
Rice directing traffic. Penetrating baseline into a crowd of USC players. 15 turnovers. And USC gives it right back. 12 turnovers for the Trojans. Gardner's been a problem from 3. Misses that attempt. Area Finn with the rebound.
But those are the kind of threes you want. In transition, the defense is scrambling.
Area Finn pulls. Gardner with the rebound. Making sure that USC doesn't get extra opportunities at least that time. Rice off of Barker. Rice off balance off the glass. And a 12-4 run, and the closest that UCLA has been since the first half.
Much needed bucket there from Rice.
Shot clock still in play. 2-second differential. Watkins trying to give it up. A post delivery ball is loose. UCLA comes up with it. And a chance to tie or take the lead at the end of the quarter. Rice in trouble, gets wrapped up, calls a timeout. 15 miles from the Galen Center where USC plays to Pauley Pavilion where UCLA plays. A runner coming out of that timeout. Jaquez couldn't get it. Gottlieb, USC won the regular season championship by beating UCLA twice and trying to sweep. And these two teams have been the cream of the crop in conference play. Across the country, a real treat to watch these two teams tangle for the 3rd time this season.
Two programs really peaking at the same exact time. And just so happens they're crosstown rivals. Very exciting.
Yeah, I mentioned their 2 arenas are about 15 miles apart. That's what, like 3 hours of drive time in LA traffic,
maybe.
right?
Rather not drive in LA.
Corner look, it's an air ball, went all the way over the basket on that attempt. It's an opportunity here for UCLA. Last lead coming in the first quarter when it was 11-10. There's only been 1 lead change here tonight. Betts taking a peek inside, 4 seconds to shoot. UCLA's up against it. Betts has to put it on the deck and beats the shot clock. Wow, ties it at 54.
Betts has been just huge here these last few possessions. You can see she's coming alive.
Offensive foul call against Watkins, her 3rd. Watkins and Area Finn both with 3 with USC. Area Finn's been playing with the 3 personals for a while.
And I think that's made her have to play a little tentative because of it. And they're gonna get it to whoever she's covering. See, that's smart. Go at her because she's not gonna wanna pick up that next foul.
A 9-0 UCLA run, the first lead since 5:21 in the first quarter. The Bruins have battled all the way back. Trailing by as many as 13. Watkins trying to take matters into her own hands. Shovel pass over to Marshall, who pulls it well off the mark. Area Finn, handoff to Watkins. Those two work so well together. Watkins splits it. Betts says, give me that. Jones to Betts, another turnover. Off and running, over to Watkins. Leaves it short. They keep it in play. Somehow Marshall did there on the baseline.
UCLA has been able to get stops here, and that's been pivotal because getting those stops and then scoring, of course.
4 for 4 from the field in the second half.
So efficient. I mean, Betts takes most of her shots around the rim, 62% field goal shooter.
Area Finn gives it up. Smith quickly gives it back to Marshall. USC is struggling.
Now, is this where their legs might come through when they had a tough game against Michigan last night?
Tip ball, they're gonna give it to UCLA. Area Finn defending Rice. Short.
I think you get the ball to Juju Watkins and let her take it a little bit one-on-one, because she gets it done, and this is good. You're isolating her on that left side.
Dugalich maybe has had the most success defensively for UCLA against Watkins in all kinds of traffic. She can't get it, she's frustrated. Rice on the move, the Bruins on the move. Quick hands, Rice stays with it for two. Samuels thought she had the pickoff.
She nearly did. Great hustle, but Kiki Rice staying with it.
And the Bruins on an 11-0 run to go ahead by 4. Area Finn pursuing and trying the foul. Now we got the countdown clock. One of my favorite things to see on CBS.
That's right.
One of my favorite days, Selection Sunday.
See where everybody's going. It's the best time of year. We'll be glued to our TVs or at the games.
Area Finn gets her hands in the way of that passing lane, forces a turnover. They average, about 19 turnovers forced against opponents here this year. So UCLA right at that mark. 5.5 to go in this one. Watkins, she tosses it away. Here comes Jones, and she loses it.
But the way UCLA has defended here, Lisa, that has been really big on Juju Watkins. They have made it tough for her this quarter. They've really done a great job. That was nice anticipation from Jones.
Dugalich has been hawking Watkins. There she is at the top. All the second half, Watkins forced to give it up. USC gives it up. Akez off the glass. The second half has been owned by UCLA.
They're being really patient in the half-court game, but they're also getting the ball up the floor when they have those situations to be able to run it.
Bruins outscored USC in the third quarter, 17-9 so far, outscoring them in the fourth, 8-2. Watkins, pump fake, forcing that shot up.
You've got to think Watkins must be feeling it in her legs right now.
2 ties, 2 lead changes, biggest lead. UCLA had to battle back from being down 13. Julianne Vianney-Brain, Lisa Byington, AJ Ross with you for the first meeting of the Big Ten Tournament Championship between UCLA and USC. The Los Angeles rivals going at it. Barker trying the foul. And her free throw numbers this season. UCLA's largest lead here, +6. Dugalich has done a fantastic defensive job on Watkins, has made every possession tough. Watkins gives it up. Area Finn calls her back. Area Finn challenging Petts, who gets her.
Lauren Betts has been terrific. Kiki Rice here with the finish. These extra possessions, those hustle plays have really gone their way this half, but they've gotten to the rim.
And USC is still cold.
A tough game yesterday, and also I think you give credit to UCLA's defense.
0 for 9 for USC in this quarter. No field goals for the Trojans in the fourth. Barker looking to attack. And Watkins comes up with it, surveying her options. Calls her own number, Euro step, draws the foul. And she just drew the 4th on Kiki Rice. So 3 players for UCLA with 4 personal fouls. Rice and Jones and Jaquez. There's your foul trouble. No one with 4 personal fouls yet for the Trojans. Lindsay Gottlieb coming in as the #1 tournament seed. The winner of this one, though, with Texas losing to South Carolina, could get the #1 overall seed of the NCAA tournament.
Incredible, up for grabs here.
Dugalich, a peek into Betts, makes the catch. Akunwafo will take a seat with her 4 fouls. Betts immediately trying to post up Marshall, who's her new defender. Rice took a peek, drives left side instead. And Samuels commits the foul, her first. And Rice makes good on the first. You know, Corey Close had talked about this team, as talented as we are. In her words, she said, we aren't as confident as we should be. A lot of the focus here on the mental game and the reset heading into the Big Ten tournament after losing twice to USC in the regular season. Largest lead of the game now for UCLA.
Yeah, they've worked on that confidence.
Smith not there. And yet another offensive rebound. Here's Howell. That one's in and out.
And they're just cold right now.
4 for 28 even this half, and you see the difference, first half, second half. That writes the script, but for the difference for SC, first half, second half. Free throw situation, you'll get 2 free throws from here on out for both of these teams. And a couple of timeouts left for the Trojans and the Bruins. Watkins, pump fake, challenging Betts, who swats it away. The 2 superstars going toe-to-toe in the 4th block for Betts.
And you see it in Betts' eyes, where she's really, really competitive right now. And they can take their time and get a good shot.
Rice crosses over. Step through move. We'll head back the other way. First in the Big Ten Conference, 5th in the country in blocks per game. Averages about 3. Watkins pulls for 3. The struggle continues here for the Trojans. Smith gets another chance. A tie-up. It'll stay here. And the Trojans, after leading by 13 points in this game, suddenly time not on their side. 1:17 left in this Big Ten championship.
Yeah, and they've got to play with a sense of urgency here. They need a bucket.
Jaquez defending Watson. And the first field goal for USC in the 4th quarter.
Jaquez, up until that point, had really given Juju fits.
60 seconds to play for a championship. And timeout called by UCLA.
Something changed in her and clicked in her in the second half.
Out of this timeout. Jaquez gets it inside to Betts. One-on-one coverage, Betts. They're gonna make her work for it. 1,000 career points at UCLA for Lauren Betts, and a key bucket. She's got 17 in the game. USC playing 5-on-4 with Jones late to cross half court. Marshall puts it back.
And they can still chip away here. Southern California has to continue to chip away here. You're gonna have to think about fouling. But here, Kiki Rice has the chance to extend the lead to 2 possessions. That's big.
This is a UCLA team that shoots 72% from the free throw line for the season.
And now it's a 2-possession game. That really ices it. I think they've got enough good 3-point shooters on the floor where they might draw up a play here where they might get one.
USC here tonight, though, shooting 27% from 3.
Can't waste a lot of time.
The seconds are ticking away. Here's Smith, who's 0 for 7 from 3, and she loses it. USC just 17 total points in the second half. Took them until the final minutes here from the end of November to middle of February. The only 2 losses were to this USC team. Looking for revenge and redemption in the Big Ten Tournament Championship game.
Yeah, I mean, and it is so hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I mean, and yes, it's going back to last year in the Pac-12 championship game for UCLA.
Smith takes it out from the sideline, finds Juju, hits the 3-pointer. It might be too little, too late. Cuts the lead, though, to 5. 13 points, 5 for 5 from the field in the second half. UCLA turns it over, still live here for USC. The seconds counting down. Watson picks it up and puts it in with 4 seconds to go. It's a 3-point game. And the clock is stopped at 3.4.
What a play.
UCLA's been tough from the free throw line. 17 of 20. Now, they didn't have any free throw attempts in the semifinal against Ohio State. And now 13 of 13 this half. Watkins lets it fly. Revenge is sweet for UCLA, especially with a championship at the end of the road. The Bruins with their first Big Ten Tournament championship.
Lauren, we knew this was going to be a tough physical rivalry game. You were limited in the first half. It was a tale of 2 halves. You scored 13 points in the second half, crossed the 1,000-point career threshold, but it was all-out effort. Talk about the resolve and toughness of this team.
I don't think you guys understand. I'm so freaking proud of this team. We earned that game. We earned it. We worked our butts off. We stayed together. We learned. We could have given up after we lost to them back-to-back. We lost that regular season, and we just weren't done. That wasn't enough. We would not be denied this game, and I'm so freaking proud of everybody. We all came out to compete.
This marks only the second conference tournament title in UCLA history. How special is this for you, your team, for the city of LA, as you literally rewrite the history books?
Listen, these coaches put together a really amazing program. I mean, these group of girls that we had, I mean, I'm just so proud of everybody. This means so much to UCLA.
Congratulations to the 2025 Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament champions, the UCLA